Right here we are, actually sitting right in the studio with Eric here.
Yeah, I'm here. I thought I'd disappeared down a dark hole, actually, but I haven't.
Would that be a K-hole? You were talking about ketamine before?
Oh, no, I don't know anything about ketamine personally.
Well, you were telling me about that fantastic drink that you kids used to have back in the day with the beer.
When I first met you, you were drinking Guinness out of from a beer glass through a straw, and it just took me back to shaking up Mandy's in bottles of Guinness, and you you stir it up in a glass or whatever, and then drink it through a straw. Mandy's are awful. They're like Quaaludes.
Because you were like, wait, are they called Mandy's or Mandrax? What was the other term? Mandrax. And we were like, Mandrax.
Yeah, terrible thing.
So this is something you used to do? The kids back in the day?
I've done it once, but I didn't want to do it again. It was, it wasn't the greatest thing I've ever done in my life,
Let's see, when did we hear from the Len Bright Combo, which was...
You played a Len Bright Combo track. It's probably the first time ever in America.
No. I loved that record when it came out. Not when it came out originally in the 80s, but
no one knew about it. It was a closely guarded secret.
And it was a band that you had with people from the Milkshakes.
Yeah, it was Bruce Brand and Russ Wilkins, the bass player, the drummer and bass player from the Milkshakes, and then the Milkshakes split up and we were living in the same town. I used to see Bruce Brand walking past my house, and I thought he looked quite cool in a sort of geekish way, so I thought I'll ask him if he wants to be in a band with me. But I met Russ Wilkins, who was working in a hardware shop. He was working in an electrical shop in Chatham High Street, and he said, I know who you are, you've been to see us play. And I thought, he's big-headed. You've been to see us play. Yeah. Nice. So he said that he would like to form a band with me, and I said, well, I got a gig at the Edinburgh Festival, so we did.
See, there you go.
And we got Bruce to play the drums, and then suddenly we were a band, and we didn't know what to call ourselves, so we called ourselves the Len Bright Combo, and this promoter in London said, I'll give you a gig, you'll need a name for the group, and he was hoping that we would call ourselves Wreckless Eric and Two Milkshakes or something.
Exactly.
But he said, right, have you got, he rang me up, he said, I've got you a date if you've got a name. Have you got a name? I said, yes, we have. Yes. He said, what are you called? I said, we're called the Len Bright Combo. And there was a silence. He said, not in my club, we're not.
Because there's no one in the Len Bright Combo named Len Bright.
No, we had to take it in turns. We were going to do it as we did it for a time. We were Frank, Brian and Graham. Frank Bright, Brian Bright and Graham Bright, because we were all claiming the dole, we were all on a national assistance,
So Frank Bright, is that a
that was
dole
me.
thing?
I was Frank Bright. Yeah.
Oh, I see. Because you were on the dole, so therefore you couldn't go by your real name.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so they find out that we were earning thousands by being in a pop group.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So Russ was Brian Bright, and Bruce was Graham Bright. Yeah.
So, and we heard young, upwardly mobile, and stupid.
Young, upwardly mobile, and stupid. Yeah, which about sums it up, doesn't it?
And that was reissued on Southern, right?
Southern Domestic, which is my own label.
That's your own personal label.
Yeah, people said I couldn't do that. I got so sick of talking to people who had record labels who tell me all this stuff, and then I thought, why are they telling me all this high-flown stuff, and like they promise so much and do nothing? And I thought, what are they doing that you can't do yourself? And I thought, what does a record label do? They sit there, they promise you lots of stuff, then they have a distribution deal with somebody who distributes the records. They hire someone hopeless to do the press. They don't give you any money up front. They don't even pay the recording costs. I thought, this is nothing I can't do myself.
Wow.
All they pay for is manufacturing the records or the CDs, and I thought, I'll get a bank loan. Well, actually, I did it on a credit card. I filled in a credit card application and said, like, like where it said how much do you earn, I put what I thought I was worth, in an ideal world. And suddenly I got unlimited credit, which was a bad thing. I'm still paying for it.
Oh, man.
Yeah, and I converted it into a bank loan and became a successful independent record label. I could go to seminars, couldn't I?
You could.
I could sit on the panel and tell other people how to do it, give them the benefit of my wisdom. I hate those things. Last time I was on one of those panels, I threatened to hit somebody and there was an atmosphere.
There was an atmosphere. Is that where you threw the tea?
No, that was. Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm coming out with all these terrible stories. I should be impressing you with what a nice person I am. I'm trying
exactly.
to. I'm doing my best.
I was trying to tell everybody what a sweet guy you are.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about throwing tea over stage managers at hideous London theatres. Yeah.
You can name the theatre.
It was
we have lots of London listeners.
The Bloomsbury Theater. It's part of the University of London Union, and it's the worst venue I've ever played in London. They should be shut down. I say that they should actually have the place demolished and put some low-cost housing there instead.
See, that would be good, right?
That would be good. That would be progress.
All right, I'm just going to back announce these last few songs for the people that are listening at home. We heard a whole set of Wreckless Eric's music, and that's who we're sitting here in the studio with. We heard before the Len Bright Combo, which was Wreckless Eric's band, which, as we just heard. We heard Take the Cash. And we heard I'd Go the Whole... Do you have anything to say about that song or no?
What? Take the Cash?
Your biggest hit. One of your biggest hits.
If I hadn't written that, I would be rich now, wouldn't I, probably? I shouldn't have...
Taken the Cash.
Yeah, that was a hit in New York. There was a radio station used to play it all the time, and then an American football team took it up as their anthem, and I believe it was played every time they went out onto the football field. I don't know anything about sport. I'm sorry, I don't know nothing about it. I know nothing about American football except that they were doing very well, and they got on the tally quite a lot, on the television, so every time they were on the television, I got paid quite a lot of money. I was actually earning money from that song.
From the royalties from that? Nice.
In my sleep.
That's the way it's got to go, Eric, nothing like a residual check.
But can you imagine? I mean, if they knew anything about me, they wouldn't want to walk out onto the football field in all that padded stuff that they wear and everything, looking like sort of gorillas.
Right.
Uniformed gorillas. Like...
Uniformed.
They wouldn't want to. They'd
especially
be appalled.
After they'd be appalled. Well, everybody has their roles in life. Some people are going to be big butch athletes, and some people are going to be, the musician.
Beautiful.
Exactly,
Thank
the beautiful
you.
musician.
No.
And then we also heard I'd Go the Whole Wide World. Do you have anything to say about that? One of your...
It's my first record.
Your first record.
And do you know, last night I was playing in this place, where was it? The Lakeside Lounge.
Mm-hmm.
And there's this guy with glasses, scruffy looking bloke, and it was Steve Goulding who's in the Mekons now, and he played the drums on Whole Wide World.
Oh, wow.
And
Did you say?
You know him? Well, he was there last night. I was appalled. I thought, oh my God, I got to play in front of a bloke that played drums on my first record. I thought they thought I was a complete joke. I didn't know what I was doing. But I think that's why it came out good, because I didn't know what I was doing. This is a problem. The music business is full of people who know what they're doing, and someone said to me not long ago, the trouble is you don't know what you're doing, and I said, yeah, it's great, isn't it? What would you want? If you knew what you were doing, you wouldn't need to do it, would you? It wouldn't be fun. It wouldn't be interesting, because presumably if you knew what you were doing, you'd know what was going to happen.
Right.
And you just go, okay, yeah, that's going to happen. But I mean, it's like, you with that desk there, you could go, wonder what this does, and blow up the radio station.
I know, because all radio stations have a special self-destruct button.
Do they? Where is it? Can I have a go with that?
Okay.
No, I want like this radio station to self-destruct, but there's some others, dear me. There's some others where they should have an operative for that, really.
And then the song before that we heard was 33s and 45s, a song that brought a tear to my eye when you performed it at the Knitting Factory. Amazing song. That's off your new album.
Bungalow Hi.
High, which is great. It's out on your label, Southern
Domestic, yeah. And hopefully it's... Well, I've actually seen it in Tower Records. I tell you, it's great. You know, I've put all these records out of other labels and they never get into the shops. And, like, I actually walk into record shops now, see my records in there. I don't know what I'm doing right. But I suppose I'll have to... the distributors that I've got, the people that handle it all in England, they live down the road from me, and they're the people that used to handle the Len Bright Combo when we first put that stuff out in the 80s.
I'm trying to figure out who your distributor is. Is it Revolver?
Oh, no, it's a company called Shell Shock, and then they do their European and overseas distribution through a company called Bax. And Backs are just down the road from me. I go down there and we have a cup of tea and
just down the road from you
in Norwich. Yeah, home of Alan Partridge, yeah. Which we talked about this, yeah.
Which was so amazing because see, I think Norwich is cool. Based on Alan Partridge, you know, I've seen the DVDs.
There's nothing cool about Norwich. It's a backwater. You get these monstrous people. Like, when I first moved there, I went to a petrol station just after I'd moved house and walked in there and I was trying to get a bottle of milk or whatever, and there was this thing walked in, and it was like a sort of huge block of personage in a rancid pullover, and it had an arm and a leg hanging off each corner, a little head, and it said, "Got any white bread?" And they all like talk like that, like, you know.
And how would you describe the way they talk? What kind of accent is that?
Retarded. No, that's terrible, isn't it? No, like I like people having accents. I like people. I like idiosyncrasies, and it is idiosyncratic. It's great. I used to live in the middle of Brighton. They're there. You'd pop out to buy a newspaper and you'd have to check that you were looking okay because you never knew who you were going to meet, you know, because we're all in media and everybody's so famous, and, like, you know, Supergrass lived there and Fatboy Slim and everybody that's famous. Nick Cave strolls up and down the seafront pushing his kids in a double pushchair buggy thing, and so on, you know, and all the buses have got the names of famous people from Brighton on it, except that there ain't one for me. Because, I mean, like, I've been trying to write my own name on a request bus stop, but, you know... so it was very media, very big in the media kind of place, Brighton, and everyone's all these twats go down there and have 24-hour parties and, like, expect you to join in, and, like, it just gets on your nerves. But where I live, and everybody you meet is involved in an interesting project.
Sure.
I hate people being involved in interesting projects. I mean, like, I don't go around telling people about interesting projects that I'm involved in. I don't expect them to start interesting me in it either. I just want to thump them one. So I moved to Norfolk, and it's great. The woman opposite, she says, "I'm worried about the cat's eye. I'm going to have to take her to the vet again." Aww. And then she talks to me about the gutters. The trouble is, you see, the people over the back, they never clear the gutters out, so all the grit and everything washes off their roof, and it washes down into her gutters, you see.
You see,
and this is much more interesting somehow.
This is the most fascinating story I've ever heard, Eric. The old lady with the with the gutters, the dirty gutters washing out over, you know.
Yeah, and the cat's eye. Don't forget Tilly, the cat, and you know, the guy next door who's trying to sell his house, but he doesn't get on with the people who live next door to him, who look like the Addams family. And so on. And then the bloke, like, I climbed up on my roof, which was fantastic, because I never realised I got a view of Norwich Cathedral several miles away, but there it was, and there was the guy over the back, policeman, smoking a funny cigarette in his garden. I thought, hello, that's a funny cigarette, and he went, hello. Yeah, stuff like that. You don't get that in Brighton.
Norwich only, exactly.
Yeah.
Up with the Partridge. All right, I'm just going to back now. One more last song. We at the top of the set we heard from The Move, Cherry Blossom Clinic, and yes, this is the Cherry Blossom Clinic, heard every Saturday afternoon from 3 to 6 p.m. here on the freeform station of the nation, the Fun 91 WFMU. I'm Terre T, and I'm sitting here with the wonderful Wreckless Eric, and here we go. Diane's coming in, and you've just recorded a session for us, which we're going to be playing sometime in the future, because you're going to be coming back here and been playing some shows in March, is it, right?
I believe I'm going to be playing in March, but I wasn't supposed to be playing here at all when I came here. I mean, I just came here to visit Callie, who's my friend, and I just came to see her, and I didn't really think that I was going to play or anything, but I ended up doing.
You did? You ended up playing a whole bunch? People were like, forcing you to play shows, weren't they? I actually forced you to come down here.
No, you didn't. Not exactly. I'm thrilled to bits, really. I mean, there was a time I never thought I'd play in America again. Really? Why? Yeah, there was a time I never thought I'd make another record again.
Oh, right.
I think it was in the 80s. I mean, the 80s. Well, yeah, when we formed the Len Bright Combo, I was going to stop. I thought, I just kept meeting these people who said, that it was a career and you had to take it very seriously as a career. A career. A career is something like, you do this because you didn't want to do all that rubbish, right. To work. I mean, it's like, what? Oh, so you got to do it like working in the bank. Working in a bank or a... I don't know.
Like a regular straight job.
Yeah, I've actually got no concept of that, because I'm actually... the longest I've had a job for was 10 weeks. That's my record. I think you could say at the age of 50 I'm unemployable. So I have to carry on doing this.
You need some more residual checks. You need some more American football teams to use your...
I do, really, yeah.
We'll try to hook you up. We'll try to get you some...
As long as I don't have to meet them, because I don't think they'd like me.
No, anyone that meets you loved you. Is that not
true?
Oh,
no, it's not true, actually, no. American football teams, and some people who walked out when I was playing last night, they were sitting right in front of me, and I thought they looked a bit miserable, and then, I got about 4 songs in, and they got up and walked out.
Oh. Where was that, the lakeside or the other venue? I
said, are you going? They said, yes, we're going, we're leaving. I said, well, have a nice weekend then. And they went, like that. I told them to take some laxatives. They looked like they needed it.
Oh, man. I would love for Wreckless Eric to tell me to take some laxatives from the stage, no less. That would be... How about... I'm glad you said that to them.
No.
You did say that to them.
Yes.
You did call them out. That's awesome. That's good, right?
Well, I mean, what else are you going to say, to these people?
Well, tell
people don't realise what you're going through. I mean, you're standing there, and you've got all this space around you, right? So that there's no protection, right? And there's all these people, and they're all squashed up together, and they're all staring at you. It's a bad situation, Sometimes I just want to say, look, stop staring at me, stop looking at me.
And just like everybody, turn your head slightly, right?
Yeah, that's it. Can you stop making eye contact?
And I know, is that why you close your eyes frequently when you're performing? So you don't have to look at us.
It's probably No, it's probably concentration, and probably because there's always sweat and it gets in your eyes otherwise, and I quite often do the whole thing cross-eyed, because I stare down the microphone. Look, I see I've gone cross-eyed. I don't know if the radio listeners at home can see this, but I went cross-eyed. Now I stare down the microphone, and I've got worried. It's weird what goes through your head when you're playing. I mean, on a bad night, you start thinking about redecorating your living room or something. That's very bad. You don't want to be thinking about that. But Yes, I've noticed that I've done several whole sets where I've been cross-eyed because I've been staring down the microphone. And another thing that I do, which has been worrying me, I'm trying not to do, is doing the whole thing with one eye shut like that.
Oh.
I don't know if the listeners at home can see this
They
one.
can't see that.
Yeah. I mean, it looks stupid, doesn't it? You know, like that. You know, hello.
It looks like you're winking.
Yeah.
At somebody.
Yeah,
in there.
but it looks like I've...
one of the blokes in the audience, perhaps.
I don't wink at blokes, I only wink at the girls.
Oh.
Except if it's blokes, if it's these big blokes from American football teams, I wink at them just to disconcert them.
I don't know how you keep running into all these American football teams.
I don't, actually.
Okay. Oh, man, all right. So, you know what? You have a new album. It's fantastic.
Oh, that's right.
And you were telling me some of the people you're working with. Little secrets. Are we allowed to talk about this? Or?
Yeah, I'm doing some
Tell
stuff
that little story with them.
I'm doing some stuff with Andrew Weatherall,
Wow.
who Two Lone Swordsmen. Thing is, I'm like a big fan of like Two Lone Swordsmen, Sabres of Paradise, and all that stuff that Andrew's done. Like he produced an album for Jar Wobble, and he produced Screamadelic of Primal Scream.
Right. Wow.
I'm a big fan. So
how'd you hook up with him then?
well, yeah, I was doing this gig in London, and a mate of mine comes over. He says that everybody's here tonight, and I'm sort of, oh yeah, because I'm flavour of the month at the moment. and he said, yeah, Andrew Weatherall's over there. I go, get off. What would he be here for? He said, well, he'd come to see you. Oh, he can't come to see. What's he doing? Like, he can't come to see me. Why is he? He says, oh, he's a fan. Oh,
Nice.
well, I said, I can't understand. He said, do you want to meet him? I'm going, yeah, but he wouldn't want to meet me, would he? You know, he said, well, he would. He'd be thrilled to meet you. I'll bring him over. So he goes over to see Andrew, and I'm thinking, I don't know about this. I'm a bit, because I'm quite shy, really.
Yeah.
Once I get going, I'm terrible. You can't. You'll have to throw me out of here. So he goes over to see Andrew, and he said, look, Eric's over there and he'd love to meet you. He says, oh, get off. What's he want? He won't want to meet me. Same thing. So he drags him over, and I'm standing there hopping from foot to foot, trying to sort of disappear into the wall, and he's looking really sheepish, and I'm going, oh, I'm such a fan. I've got all your albums. I'm going into all that. And I suddenly realise he's doing the same thing. And he's going, we play your stuff in the studio all the time. We love you. And I'm, what do you say?
So both of you were basically, you couldn't believe that you were meeting each other.
Yeah.
Fans of each other. Mutual fans.
Yeah, so we just got kept in contact, and he said, what are you doing? I said, well, I'm making a new album, which is the Bungalow Hi album. He said, oh, I'd love to hear some of it. So we spoke on the phone, and then I started sending him stuff that I was doing, and then I didn't hear from him, and I thought, he probably just thinks it's rubbish, And then I spoke to him. He rang me up, and then I said something about us doing the album still, and he said, how's it going? And he was just very helpful. And I said, well, I don't know if it's any good or not. And he said, well, the stuff you sent me is just brilliant.
It's brilliant.
I haven't stopped playing it. And I go, what? And anyway, then he put out a new album, and it turned out that I was mentioned on it, the Double Gone Chapel Two Lone Swordsmen album.
That's a great album, by the way.
There's a track called Foe, and it's about him going to see his girlfriend for the first time ever when he went to her house, and she played him one of my records, and she played him Psychotic Reaction by the Count 5.
Wow.
And it's all mentioned in the song.
Wow.
And I was amazed, And so anyway, I've been down the studio with him.
That's excellent.
I've been recording with him.
So something's going to be coming out with him.
Yeah.
Awesome. We're really excited
Yeah,
for
I've been recording, and we're going to do some more stuff. We're supposed to do some stuff from January onwards. I don't know what they've got planned.
Excellent. So, but you have been touring in Europe and in the UK.
Yeah.
Here just before, but this is your first time Back into States since when?
I've been touring in the UK. I've been constantly touring for 3 years in the UK.
Wow.
I wrote a book and I made this album and like.
So you have your own record company. You tour. You wrote a book. You record you're writing new albums.
Last year I put out 3 albums and a book. I mean, I'm shagged out.
Nice. Shag, you can say on American radio.
Oh, can you say shagged out?
Absolutely. It means nothing. We don't know what that means.
Yeah.
The spy who shagged me.
Well,
what does that mean? We don't know.
No. I'm working on being shagged out anyway.
Ooh, a little risque.
Oh dear. But I haven't been to America for a long time. I can't remember the last time. I know I was here in '91, and I think I was here in 1990 as well, and I think it was '94 the last time.
Touring. So wow, that's been at least 10 years then.
I never go anywhere unless anyone asks me, you know. So, like, you know, I haven't been to Sweden since 1979, but then I found a tape of a radio show we did, and I'm kind of like not surprised because before the radio show, we found a crate of bottles of whiskey in the back of the promoter's car and got started on it. That was I don't drink now, you know.
You're like totally straight edge
now. I'm completely
right?
straight edged. Yeah, it's terrible, isn't it? I mean,
I know. I felt
permanent damage. But so I'm not surprised we didn't get invited back. But I've just been invited back to speak at a university conference.
Seriously?
In Malmo in Sweden. Yes, at first. You see, but I won't go anywhere unless they invite me. I'm not going to make the first move in case they say, you behaved rather badly last time you were here. You see, I'm not going to take the risk.
But that was 1979. You can't be held accountable for something you did in 79. You had a few drinks.
No, right. But you'd be surprised, you know. It's the people who come up to you and say, I think you owe my wife an apology. And they're talking about something that happened. Like, you know, like, last time I met you, you were drunk. When was that? 15 years ago.
Exactly.
Whatever it was, you know. It's just stupid. But people are like that.
Well, you know,
I think you owe me a dry cleaning bill. That kind of thing.
Yeah, those people, how dare they? Wow. But now, you know, you came to New York you're visiting friends, right? And then you did a few pickup shows, is that right? And but you will be back in a more announced kind of way in a month or so. In March, exactly. We're really psyched for that. And when I was playing some of your records before when you were upstairs, I was getting calls. People were like, "Oh my God, I can't believe you're playing this record, the old stiff stuff and everything like that." And then when I saw you in the Knitting Factory, people were all talking like, "Oh, the last time I saw Eric, it was on the stiff tour and this and that with the
and he owes me a dry cleaning bill."
Really exciting. No. Yeah. And then I'll tell you this one other funny thing. There's all these people, you know, musicians, you know, a lot of the kids today, they love the old punk and the new wave, so-called, right? And there's one guy I know calls himself Wreckless Derrick.
Does he?
Yes.
I was thinking of doing that because, you know, in England they have tribute bands. Do you have tribute bands?
Sure.
Well, it's big in England. Everywhere I play, they have tribute bands, and that's the only thing that people will fill places because English people, there are these stupid people, and they go out every Friday and Saturday. They go and see tribute bands. And the reason they go and see tribute bands, they will always tell you, is because you can be sure that the music will be good. So, like, I know this promoter, he put on a band called the Illegal Eagles, and he's got 1,200 people in to see the Illegal Eagles.
Oh my God! You mean the Eagles?
Yeah, but the Illegal Eagles. Right. 2 weeks later, he put Bernie Learden from the original Eagles. He put him on, right, and he gets 80 people in. Yeah, so I'm thinking that if I was to get an orange wig, because you've got to have a slightly gingery wig, haven't you, and a lot of makeup, right? And I just go out and I just do me being me, and I just try and be me and try and do their expectation of what I'll be like.
Exactly.
I could just play any old how. I could just play all the old songs and do it really a bit badly and everything.
Exactly, like you don't know them that well.
Yeah, and my
right.
wig could slip slightly, and it'd be real fun, you know. And I could,
you could get, yeah, exactly.
and I'd earn a fortune.
I think you. And then you'd go by the name Wreckless Derrick or something like that.
Neckless Derrick. I thought a Neckless Derrick, and then I could get really fat and everything, and just let myself go, and it wouldn't matter. I could just cascade. My face could just cascade into the rest of my body in a mountain of double chins and everything, just like a real tribute band.
Exactly. Oh, exactly.
It's perfect.
You know what? I think you would make a lot of money doing that.
I would, yeah. People would come to see, because they'd be guaranteed that it would be good, wouldn't they?
Oh, wow. You're listening to WFMU East Orange, WXHD Mount Hope, WFMU.org. That's called the Legal ID.
Shall I read the news for you or something like that?
If I had news for you to read,
I'd love to read the news. I did it once on an American station because the DJ was too drunk to read it.
Wow. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. You're saying that you've been to radio stations where the DJ was
drunk,
under the influence?
There was one station we went to, and like the band were outside, right, and like I went in with the tour manager, and like the DJ's drunk, and he was drinking whiskey. He was out of his head. Well, I thought it was me that was supposed to be out of my head, you know, and I had to read the news. He couldn't make it.
You read his
news. I'll read the news for you, and I read all the news out.
That's so funny. Well, we don't do news, but we do public service announcements.
Do you?
Yes, we do.
Do you want me to read one for you?
Oh, yes.
Oh, I've got one here. Look, they've given me... Right, the PSA, Mid-Atlantic Great Dane Rescue. That's the MAGDRL, which is Mid-Atlantic Great Dane Rescue. That's the Mid-Atlantic Great Dane Rescue League is the largest Great Dane rescue organisation on the East Coast. It doesn't make sense. I'll read it as it says it is. Mid-Atlantic Great Dane Rescue League is the largest Great Dane rescue organisations on the East Coast, has a great and long-standing need for donations of dog treats, toys and bones. The Great Dane Rescue League does not have a kennel facility and relies heavily on volunteer foster parents to open their homes to these Gentile giants. Says here, until permanent homes are found. Great Dane foster parents sacrifice their time and love to help, I don't want to go into that, to help out orphans in need, as many of our Great Danes come from abused and neglected background. Donated dog treats, toys and bones would greatly benefit the Great Danes in our care. Now, just a word on that. If you are thinking of donating a dog treat, a toy or a bone, could you donate new ones rather than used ones? Because there are several hygiene...
Are you ad-libbing that?
Yes, I am. Now, I thought I'd just put that in to make me sound a bit more caring, you know, because there are a lot of Great Danes that listen to this show, I know, that need our help, and we're doing all we can here at WFMU to help these poor creatures. So, for more information about adoption, donations, or volunteering to do anything you like with a Great Dane, visit the MAGDRL, that's the Mid-Atlantic Great Dane Rescue League website at www.magdrl-newjersey.com, or you can call 973-334-1628. Donations can be sent to Judy Roach at the Mid-Atlantic Great Dane Rescue League donation/fundraising team, and that's at number 59 Maple Street, Rutherford, NJ 07070, and I'm sure that you'll be reading that out at the end of the programme.
Yeah.
So Anybody who
Fantastic.
cares about Great Danes, let's have a National Great Dane Day. You know, gosh, this is Alan I could be him, couldn't I?
I was going to say you were doing it.
Yeah.
Almost Alan Partridge. You know.
Yeah, I've missed my vocation. I would have been good at that. I don't know.
For the Americans out there, Alan Partridge is a hilarious British TV show about a
he
sort
is
of a washed-up
DJ.
DJ, right?
He's a radio presenter, yes.
But wasn't it like he originally had a TV show and then he got demoted to a radio?
Oh, he had a show called Knowing Me, Knowing You.
Oh.
Yeah, that's it. And everybody who came on, he would say, Alan Partridge, Terre T, Knowing Me, Knowing You. Aha.
And then the guest is supposed to go, aha.
That's it, yeah. This is very bad, yeah.
Like really corny, but awesome. You know?
Yeah, and he basically has a nervous breakdown, and it was great. It was great. There were 2 series of it on the tally, and it was fantastic. And then they did a 3rd series with canned laughter, and it was just like, I don't know what had gone wrong there. It wasn't funny anymore.
But hang on a sec. Didn't you say it was taped right near where you live, in Norwich?
Some of it was, yeah. There was one episode where he gets he has a stalker,
a super stalker.
Yeah, and they find this guy's got a house, like the washed-up DJ with a stalker who's got a house full of pictures of him and cardboard cutouts, shrines dedicated to him, and they filmed it round the corner from my house.
And then when he was running away from the stalker, or driving away from the stalker?
It's round the corner from my house.
That'd be so awesome.
Yeah.
You should have just jumped out into the scene.
I didn't know. I didn't live there when I saw it, and then when I lived there, I saw it again and went, oh, a minute, that's round the corner.
Wow. See, Norwich is cool. That's what I'm trying to say. People don't know. You, Alan Partridge, and Kato, the band Kato, right?
That's true,
right?
yeah.
So. All right, Eric. Well, thank you so much for coming down here.
It's been a pleasure. It's been an honour. I mean, I knew about WFMU, but I never been here, you know, so I'm very pleased.
Thank you so much for coming down. I urge anybody listening, go see him live, whether you're listening in Europe or in the United States. If Wreckless Eric is playing, or Neckless Eric, the tribute band.
Neckless Derrick.
Neckless Derrick, sorry.
It's going to be great, yeah. Look for the orange wig. Acrylic, you know, so that it catches the light, glistening in the light.
He puts on, as you can see, a completely amazing performance. Show.
Right. Oh, right. Will I? Yeah.
I'm not sure it's the correct term. And then check out his most recent album is called Bungalow Hi on Southern Damascus. It is really a great record. We're going to go out with something from that right now, and then we're going to continue. We're going to actually do today's show is the year-end rear-end review for 2004. We're going to do the best records of 2004. Yes. Or you could go to Wreckless Eric's website, which is www.recklesseric.com.
That's right. Yeah.
Which is hilarious. This is really funny. He puts up reviews of records.
Well, I review the reviewers.
He reviews the reviewers.
Yeah, well, it's like someone said that I sang like a distressed cat. And I said, well, no, I can't really tell you what I said about that one. That's my favourite review, though. Yeah,
I know. There's some funny stuff. It's a really hilarious website. I cracked up. There's a couple of funny things on here. I can't say.
No.
Also, but
the best bit's too bad, really.
But it's my favorite. I love the idea of you critiquing someone's critique of you, like their actual review. You know what I mean? Like breaking it down and like.
Someone else has offered to review my reviews. Of the reviews, which I'm thinking of getting them to do.
I think you should do that. Wow. Well, perhaps, next time when you log on to www.recklesseric.com, people will see that. You'll post that next time you're back in the UK. Is that
I keep on update. I'm trying to get it up to date at the moment, actually, yeah.
But you say you were getting all kinds of crazy spam. I can't even talk about the spam you get.
I do, all kinds of stuff. I don't know. I think it's because of the guy that used to run the site. I mean, I don't know what he was into, but I'm getting all kinds of offers. The usual, the kind of email, Sandra an email from Sandra to say her husband's left home, you know, and I've got American mortgages coming out of my ears, you know. I mean, yeah, and certain enlargement procedures that they keep on sending me, Viagra and everything. I mean, I don't have any need for all this stuff, but don't. That's what I was trying to say. Don't take it personally, because I get the same.
But Viagra
I'm told
ads
I'm getting so much of this stuff, you know. I mean, it was up to 300 an hour at one point, and like it's unprecedented amounts. Yeah.
All right. Well, we're gonna go out. On that note, we're going to go out with a song from your most recent album, Bungalow Hi, a brilliant song called Local, which is pretty hilarious. So let's check it out. This is WFMU East Orange, WXHD Mount Hope. I'm Terre T. Thank you very much, Wreckless Eric, for coming down.
Thank you.
See ya. Everybody go check him out next time when he comes to your town.